morning. Am I up at the right level? That'll do. I made coffee this morning and I don't have any almond milk left. And it's not as nice with ordinary milk. I've never really liked ordinary milk, but it'll do. So I made a live stream last night, which isn't still up because it was a bit all over the place. Talking about various hobbies, but I talked about this as well. But I'll do a video just about this, I think, because I thought, well, two ways to go: give it no attention, or just deal with it briefly and then move on. So I think deal with it briefly and then move on is better because it does affect the channel, and people might come across this and say, I don't understand what this is about. So this is what it's about. I had trolls trolling me some years ago and kept it up. I am too low, and kept it up for years, right? And they're back now because they were a section of them. There are only about 100 of them at the moment, right? Only about 100. I hear other channels talking about trolls, and it might be one or two people trolling them. This is like about 100 people. When I say trolls, I mean people, because I didn't know what this term meant. I've explained it before on my channel, but if anybody didn't see that explanation, it means people who try and engage with you or your channel on YouTube to create trouble for you. And it's a negative engagement. It's not a nice thing unless they're trying to win your confidence before they move into getting nasty, you know. So, and typically people experience trolls as people just saying nasty things in comments, basically. And sometimes it's a transient thing, and sometimes they stick around and bring their friends and get nastier. But these are channels, other YouTube channels that have groups of people following them, and that's why they number about 100. Now, they were one of the channels associated with this was thrown off YouTube a while back, but is now back. And what's happening is they have to get their number of subs back up. And they weren't big channels. They were very, very small channels. But what they did was they went around picking on other channels, sometimes a big channel, and they'd say that the other channel did something to them or make up something very dramatic about the channel owner or something, and make videos about that until they got the attention of the person running the channel and some sort of response from the person running the channel. And the point of that is that it gets people to watch their channel and to watch the back and forth between the channels, and they get a bit of traffic out of it. I mean, it's pathetic because the things that they make up about the people that they're picking on tend to be nasty things, you know, that the channel owners are going to get annoyed about, you know, in order to get the attention, because otherwise the people running the channels might just say, to hell with them, ignore them. I don't care, or just say, oh, somebody said something nice about me on another channel. And if it was something nice that they said, and that would be the end of it. But if they're making up something nasty, it's not the end of it, you see, if they can keep it going. Because the other channel is going, no, I didn't do that, or I don't behave like that, or you're lying about me, or whatever. And they then the channel who made up the thing, they make their response or just play the other person's video and laugh at the other person or something and say something else horrible to add to the first thing, to keep the other person enraged. You see, it's a very childish kind of behavior, except I don't want to say it's childish because I don't know any children who behave this badly. It's a very twisted adult behavior that comes out of dysfunction, basically. Speaking of twisted, look at the way my room is heading off downhill today. This wide angle lens on the new webcam camera amuses me because it's like living in this weird little world where everything is kind of sliding off all the time. It's very strange. So yeah, so what happened was they were thrown off YouTube and they went off to they're all kind of what you would call MAGA people. And they went off to some right-wing platform that nobody really watches except other extreme right-wing people or alt-right or whatever you call them. And they were broadcasting there, but nobody was going over there to pay any attention to them. And the results of those videos and things don't turn up on Google. They're not ranked on Google at all. It's as if they were never made. You won't find them. So nobody really cared, including me, the people that they were picking on, because usually they'll pick on multiple people, hoping that at least one of those multiple people they're picking on would respond. And all their content is content that's just about saying awful things about a certain amount of different creators. Or they could be just individuals, but individuals that are somehow on YouTube, either in comments or making videos. And they'll pick on maybe 4 or 5 people and hope that one of them responds so that they have content, because they've no content if nobody responds, you see. And they have to keep going over old stuff all the time. So what happens is that, even if you ignore them, every so often they'll start again. But now they're starting up again on YouTube. And they're getting other channels to help them, because the other channels are rebroadcasting their channel and saying, hey, sub up to their channel. Watch their channel and sub up to it. And it's great fun over there and everything, trying to get their sub numbers up for people watching them. And they are going to be sort of tagging their victims and all this, like writing in the names of the people they're picking on, writing in the names of their channels and everything under their videos to try and get the traffic over there and get the attention. They've done this to me already now in this round. Write my name of my channel under the video with a link to my channel, and it turns up if I do a search for my other channel. The linked thing that they have, like a hook that leads to my channel, that'll turn up in the search for me. So you see why it's relevant for me to tell people, because you could be searching for John Emerald stuff and you get this troll stuff that has content on me, but it's not by me. And it's by these trolls, basically. So this is the troll game that they play to get attention. And they don't have very many subs. I think they had about 40 subs when they arrived back, which is just 40 other people who are sadistically minded, who like the idea of picking on people and trying to upset people who did nothing to them, and making up things about those people and trying to start arguments going with those people, or if they're people they had arguments with before, keep an argument going, because they start the arguments, then they blame the other person for the argument and also try and keep the argument going. And being a channel like that, you have to be lying all the time, because in order to keep doing it, you've got this very thin veneer of no, it's not us, it's the other people that we're talking about creating the problem. We're virtuous, and it's such a ridiculous game that neither they nor the sadistic types who tune in to watch basically slandering, defamatory content about other YouTubers, they don't believe it either, and they're all sniggering about this. And what they do is in the background, they'll meet up. There are all sorts of places on the internet you can meet people, but they might have groups organized. Like one of the popular ones is this app called Discord. And they meet before they go and do a YouTube live show like this. The group of them, everybody associated with their channel, will go in and meet in Discord, and they'll discuss, what will we say about this person that we're picking on today? What will we make up that will really enrage him or her? And they'll pick 4 or 5 things, maybe to focus on. And then the people, it's a husband and wife running one of the shows, and on another one at the moment, it's a woman who oddly was picked on before by somebody and is now picking on other people as well. But it's very common for people to come and go out of those groups, because anybody who likes a fight goes trawling, looking for different troll channels to join, because they like being a troll and they need company. They can't do it on their own, you see, really, because they need a group to snigger with and laugh with, because they know they're dysfunctional. And it's not much fun being dysfunctional on your own, but if you're dysfunctional in a group of people, that's normal, isn't it? And you can persuade yourself that the people you're picking on are the ones that have something wrong with them, not you. Like, it's so twisted, it's more crooked than my room. But so they go and they meet in those places and they discuss what they're going to say to try and get the person really enraged enough at them to make content about them. So you would think that the solution to this would be, don't make content about them. People often say that, don't make content about them or respond to them in any way and they'll go away. But it doesn't work like that, because what happens is they know that they're affecting your channel even by making the content on you, because they mention you so often in it that your channel is associated then from coming up in the same algorithm on YouTube with their crap. So people looking for your channel and they know the name of your channel, they see all this other stuff come up and they go, what the hell is going on here? And it becomes, for viewers, it becomes this thing about, I don't understand what's happening, why people are, saying awful things about this person. And, you don't have to have engaged with them at all, because they will do that whether you've made any kind of response or not, usually. So quite often, in the beginning, when it's happening, you don't understand what's happening. But then when you get a handle on it, you tend to report things to YouTube, but YouTube tell you, go and ask the person to take that content down first. And like, it is pointless with that type, because you going to ask them to take the content down is an opportunity for them to jeer you even more. And they could make a whole live stream about you asking to take the content down and manage to find something to jeer and that, you see. Because they've done things like, say, when you ask them to take content down, one of them, their big thing is, oh, they're in a network of people working against us to take our channel down. And that's very common when their channels do get taken down eventually, because they pick on so many people who complain to YouTube. They say, oh, it was an organized takedown by a few trolls, you see. So, because they're always trying to reverse it and make the other people seem like the trolls. And if anybody coming across their videos who didn't know what was happening, maybe they would believe that, I don't know. But I think my video was called something like what I plan to do about the trolls, and it should be what I plan to do about the trolls this time, because at different times there are different ways to deal with them. Head on was how I dealt with them at one stage, telling them to leave me alone, and having to use foul language on them and things, because they were very basic, um, very basic peasant material. And they don't understand politely asking, you see. So I told them to F off and take my content down and call them all the names under the sun, because their behavior is disgusting and sadistic and everything. But that's who they are, you see. So that became content for them, because the whole point is to get you angry. Because I went onto one of their shows and said, take that fucking content down, you fucking bastards. You're swines, and read them the riot act, basically. And then they just sat around all sniggering with their troll viewers, basically. And nothing did. Of course, they weren't going to take it down. So the YouTube did remove them, but they started another channel now, because I think they realized they weren't getting any attention over on their little right-wing platform. It's no good getting the attention from their own trolls, because their own trolls are in on it, and they only, themselves and their trolls that watch, only get pleasure out of seeing somebody they're picking on in pain, in some sort of psychological pain or discomfort, right? It's no good just laughing at a video or something. That doesn't do it for them. Or talking about just saying nasty things about somebody isn't enough for them. It's like malignant people in real life, really. They do little, it's usually passive aggressive stuff, like, if there are people or people in your family, it's quite often passive aggressive stuff is the way they get their anger out. But they'll do things or say things to mess up your day somehow, or derail you somehow, or get digs in at you. They won't just gossip among themselves about how horrible you are. They will look for opportunities to try and sabotage you in some way. So you might have found that in life. And these people are the same. It's no good to them unless they can give pain. It's like a magic trick, really. It's a transfer of pain thing in their minds. They are people who are in pain because they've had some sort of trauma in their life somewhere, and they're traumatized people, adults who are probably traumatized as children, and they're used to being in chaos and trauma state. And this is why they act out in very negative ways, because they're trying to transfer the pain that they feel onto other human beings and say, the pain is out there, it's them, it's not us, it's them. They don't want the pain because it's a constant burden on them and makes them feel bad. Nobody likes pain. So they make up something that somebody else did. You'll find that with people in your life, that, if she didn't do this, that, or the other, my life would be great, that kind of thing. They're like that. They're just acting out on it online. And when they can give their pain, when they can see somebody else in pain, they have magically gotten rid of their pain, you see. It puts it out there in the world where they can see it, and psychologically feels like the pain is away from them, and that the other person has it. They've handed off their pain. They're emotional dumpers. They're dumping their pain on somebody else. So how do you not receive their pain? Because it's their pain. It's not my pain. No matter what, no matter who they make these videos about, it's not the other person that they're making the video about. It's not their pain. The pain has been created by the trolls who have started the whole thing. And then they're trying to hand it off to you, you see. by saying things and doing things and making content about you and trying to get your attention and trying to get you fighting back and forth with them. So they're trying to create pain in you in order to put it out there in the world and shove it away from themselves onto another object as they see it in the world, because you're not really a person to them. If you were a person, they would have some empathy for you and not want to cause you pain. They have objectified you in order to make you the receiver of their pain. So, can you make a plan to deal with that when you really understand how it works? You could do various plans. If you had loads of money, you could, you know, haul them up into court and sue them and all this kind of stuff, I suppose. Police, I've gone to police about these people before because I've had death threats, and I've had threats that they were going to send QAnon people after me to do what they wanted with all my information and everything. And really nasty threats from them. I've had all sorts of defamation, which when you're trying to run a business, you know that defamation of your character affects your business as well. So it's a double whammy kind of a thing. But it doesn't really, I was saying on the live stream I had last night that I took down because it was just a bit all over the place. I won't take this one down because this one is relevant, because going forward, it might need to stay up, because these people have been at it for about 8 years now. And take little breaks and then come back trolling me. So they seem to be doing it hard at the moment because they're trying to get the traffic back to their channel, you see. So they will do and say anything to try and get the engagement. So this time, I'm not going to receive the pain. I did once before because there were a few groups, more groups involved in it. I didn't really understand completely how it worked. And I couldn't believe that people could be that awful. I don't believe in, as you know, I don't believe in God, but I believe in evil, but as ignorance, really. That's a platonic way of belief in evil, really, rather than it being a demon spirit kind of thing. But I didn't believe people could be that evil, to be honest with you, that they would willingly cause somebody pain and be working towards that in groups to do that just for something as stupid as getting a few clicks or subs and maybe a few quid. There was money changing hands with them. It was really very little. The most I saw a person get was she admitted to 200 to 300 quid a month. And I saw somebody getting a laptop out of it, being given a laptop for harassing people. But very little, for what they were doing. Like, most of us, we wouldn't accept any payment for harassing people because we'd say, no, it's wrong to harass people, So I do not want to receive their pain. So, and I'm wise to why they're doing it. I'm wise to how they're doing it. And I'm wise to what kind of effect it has on my channel and everything. So what I want to do this time is not see any of what they're saying about me at all. I might have to see it if I'm, sometimes I go to my other channel, Donna Emerald, and to get there, I actually type in Donna Emerald on the search bar, and that brings up some of my videos. But it brings up one other person's video, but which they would never remove. I asked them to remove it, and they wouldn't remove it. But they might get me to have to see their thumbnails and their titles by putting my name in their titles. But I'm not going to watch their content. So I can't receive the pain from the things that they say about me other than in a title of a video or a thumbnail. That's it. or knowing that they've made a whole video about it. That's all. So it's a very minimal level compared to if you actually went and you listened to what was being said. And I used to listen to what was being said because we have very strong privacy laws in Ireland, which YouTube has to respect. And when they put up personal details about you or your family, which they have in the past, both things, in order to try and get people to harass you and your family, we can get things like that removed, and we can say to YouTube, hey, this is the law in Ireland about privacy, and you can't just go and blast all somebody's details like that online, and they get privacy strikes. And actually that's how probably some of their channels went in the past. I think 2 of the channels went from privacy stuff. Other things might have been from copyright, stealing other people's materials, because they steal bits of other people's videos in order to play them, to jeer them in the videos, or they might make cartoons out of them where they're killing the person or something, and alter original content to do some of their memes and things like that. It's just evil. Like, the whole thing is just so twisted and evil, you know. So I can not receive a lot of the pain this time, because I can just not watch any of it, because it's like a thing that doesn't go away. They just keep doing the same thing all the time, and you can become obsessed with it if you keep trying to stop them invading your privacy all the time, reporting them when they're making threats, reporting them when they're defaming you, things like that. And then you end up like them, which is part of their transference of pain, is to turn you into them, more like them. And then they go, see, we're not so bad. We reduced her to our level, so we must be in control of everything and great. Because there are people who don't have control in their lives, so control is a big issue for them as well, you see. So they quite often will pick on just nice people. It's the niceness that they object to, you know, and they're trying to turn nice people into nasty people, because that's how they feel about themselves. They don't like themselves. So I don't want to become obsessed with trying to stop them either, because what ends up is that I'd become like them, obsessively collecting every single video where somebody mentions me in it, which is what they do. They get on and they brag about they've terabytes and terabytes of content of other people's videos, all the people they've picked on, basically, who have responded. Or people they want to pick on. They might save their videos in case they want to pick on them down the road, you see. It's very mad, because you're all day then watching other people's content and recording it in case you want to use it for harassment purposes, and then recording the harassment that you did yourself to get joy out of rewatching, because that's what they do. They sit in their shows and they rewatch themselves harassing somebody, or somebody it's called reactive abuse, when somebody reacts by shouting at them or turning up and say, hey, stop playing my content, you know. And they react to that with glee, because they've got somebody to notice them, even if it's in a negative way. And they've managed to upset somebody. So once they get the attention like that, they somehow exist in that nice person's world, you know, and they want to be able to move in those circles, but they want to destroy them, you see. It's like an abusive person in a family. They really want to destroy a family, but they will deny they're destroying it, but they will do all kinds of things to undermine other people in the family and make sure that anything they do either is questioned by the person going, oh, they say I won't be able to do this, or I'm not good enough for that, or, you know, or else belittle it so that they feel it's not worth doing. You know, they don't want the person to have any achievements or anything because they're dysfunctional losers themselves, you see. Because it's something that happened way back in their childhood that they didn't deal in an adult way and didn't work through in an adult way when they grew up, because they didn't have the tools, or they were comfortable with their defense mechanism of blaming other people for their own inadequacies in life. So I don't want to watch any of their content at all or monitor anything. I never did really save content. I didn't get into any of that because I realized that that was weird and obsessive when you started doing something like that. I did save screenshots of the threats to show to police, but other stuff, no, I didn't. And the thing is, they won't get more than about 100 people. There's a hardcore of people on their part of YouTube that used to be the truth community, to do with that alt-right thing, that it's kind of, that community is kind of broke up now, even though they keep trying to restart it. It has gone, you know. The hardcore of sadists that they have gathered around them, it doesn't number more than about 100, and they're not getting more. They're not managing to get more. They're trying to get more people by telling them old stories about people that they used to pick on and trying to revive those stories. They call them LARPs. They're trying to revive those old fictional LARPs to get anybody new into their channel, grow their channels, and get them interested in those stories and promoting those false stories, basically. But the only people who are interested in promoting the false stories were people from that old truth community. And it's always the way, isn't it? Things with truth in it, they're about lying. It was a community that was to do with conspiracy and hoaxes. And that community has split up now. People have moved on and done other things. And there are only those 100 or so trolls left, and they're not getting anybody new. And the other thing is that everybody knows that from anybody that has seen them on YouTube, that has seen their channel and then, you know, gone and found better content, knows that those people are known fabricators and liars for all those years, and that they're troublemakers. So people steer clear of them, you know, and they have become a kind of a parody of themselves, so that even somebody new coming to the channel could see quite quickly that the stuff they're saying is not true, and that they're just vicious trolls. Really. So I don't have to confront them, face them head on. There's no point in telling them to take anything down or not make content on me or anything. No point in any of that. I'll just let them go in their small dysfunctional group, doing their thing and trying to get my attention and other YouTubers' attention, and leave them to it and hope that somebody else deals with them and that YouTube gets rid of them again, because you know, they could, well, they don't have the power to wreck somebody's channel anymore because they're so transparent what they do, you see. But that is why they're doing it, trying to pass their pain along to other people, because they're people in pain and they're trying to put it out there and shove it onto somebody else, emotional dumpers, you know. So that's how I'm going to deal with it on my channel. Just ignore it and apologies if anybody sees anything coming up with my Donna Emerald name on it. If you're looking for that Donna Emerald channel, I don't think anybody in this channel would be, because most people on this channel don't want to see art content, and the other channel is for people who like art content. It's all art. So you're not going to come across, if they start tagging and making videos, I mean, you're not going to come across them. And I'm not going to really, because I don't search for myself that often. It's really only when I'm hopping over to the other channel to see if there's any comments there I have to answer. And I don't really get troll comments anymore, because they even got fed up making sock accounts to harass me on, because anybody says anything mean to me on either channel, they're just blocked. So they'd have to keep continuously making sock accounts to do it over and over and over again. And they just got fed up after a while, and they couldn't get groups. They were trying to get groups to come into my live streams to mess them up for me as well, by saying mean things in live streams and everything. And they didn't manage that either. I became an expert at dealing with trolling quite fast and shutting it down. So I can't control what they do on their own channel, but I can control what happens here, and I can control my response to it so that I don't receive the pain that they're trying to hand off, their pain that they're trying to hand off to me to deal with their trauma. They think in their unintelligent way that that is the way to deal with their trauma. And quite often people like that, you'll see them smiling and laughing and saying they're having a great time. They're not. They're people in a lot of pain, you know. So leave them to their thing. It's nothing to do with me. It's their thing. So I'll leave this one up because it's specifically about that topic. And you know, those people will always be like that. If you can't as an adult deal with the problems that you had as a kid and find intelligent ways to deal with them, that you're not wanting to hurt other people in the world, you are a person with big problems, aren't you? You know. Okay. So have a lovely day, everybody. And don't try and hand off any pain to anybody else. If you have pain for any reason, hopefully you don't. Hopefully you're going to have a nice day. The sun is beating down here again. So I have great plans for finishing a book I'm reading today. I don't know what book. I have a thing called The Antique Hunter's Guide to Murder up there. That might be the book I start next. So that's definitely on my list today, finishing that book in the sunshine, and looking forward to that. And I hope you're doing something nice too. Bye bye.